Hi again, I'm Bill, and I want to tell you about this wonderful book. It's called The Most Beautiful Molecule, The Discovery of the Buckyball by Hugh Aldersey Williams. The buckyball would be carbon-60, of course, and this is a very, very stable molecule. This is a very stable molecule. How stable is it? Well, Robert Wetton of UCLA fired carbon-60 molecules at a stainless steel wall at 15,000 miles an hour, and they bounced off unharmed. He stated, "It's more resilient than any particle ever known." He stated further, "This is the biggest news in chemistry I could have imagined." So going back to 1985, when the buckyball was originally discovered, it was Harry Croto from England went to Rice University in Texas to work with Richard Smalley, and they were studying the dust between the stars. They call it the interstellar dust, and somehow they figured out that if they fired a laser at a spinning carbon disk, they might discover something. So they did, and they were firing this laser at the spinning carbon disk, and they noticed this one particular molecule coming off of there that had 60 atoms. And they studied it one side and studied another side. Of course, this was all on the femto level, which means one or two molecules at a time. But they found out as much as they could about it. And then one night, Rick Smalley figured out that it was in the shape of a truncated icosahedron, or a soccer ball. And immediately said, okay, we're going to call it the buckyball. And they wrote a paper and sent it into Nature magazine, got it published, and it set off a firestorm of enthusiasm that continues to this day. And even today, hundreds if not thousands of papers are being written about carbon-60 because it's got so many very interesting properties. Well, I could go so far as to say that when they fed it to the lab rats in a mortality test, the rats refused to die, and they lived twice as long as they were expected to live. And when they were autopsied, instead of having the usual lots of tumors, they had no tumors. So this should have been a great white flag for the medical establishment, but the medical establishment has decided not to really look into it. So it's up to us to do the research ourselves. Now, incredibly, for 5 years, from 1985 to 1990, they couldn't make it in any sizable quantities. They could make a molecule here and a molecule there. But it wasn't until 1990 that Kretschmer and Hoffman found out to make very small quantities. And in 1992, Drs. Lawrence Wright and Margaret Borum of Boston College published, quote, "a rational chemical synthesis of carbon-60, and production took off." Well, that was 25 years ago, and nowadays there are numerous labs around the world making carbon-60 in quantity, and lots of people are mixing the carbon-60 in edible oil, like olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, safflower oil, and ingesting a milliliter a day, which would be like an eyedropper full. I'm doing that. I've been ingesting about a milliliter a day for 6 months, and I just find that I'm more conscious. My reflexes are better. I'm happier. So many good effects for me. What can it do for you? That's up to you to find out. If the medical establishment doesn't want to do the research, then it's up to us to do the research. Very few people some people don't notice anything, but very few people say anything bad about their results with carbon-60. So I feel I'm on safe ground suggesting that you do the research for yourself, see what it does for you, and down below the video where it says comments, just put in your comments. Tell us what kind of results you've had, or at least give me a thumbs up for making the video. The Most Beautiful Molecule, The Discovery of the Buckyball by Hugh Aldersey Williams. I recommend it if you want to know really the details about this wonderful molecule.